So, welcome to the next episode of Philocast. It's again a video about the moral psychology workshop we had yesterday in Munich. And Nora, you were part of it. Could you tell us who you are and what your field of research is?
So, I'm Nora Heinzelmann. I'm an assistant professor here at the Chair for Philosophy of Mind at the Faculty of Philosophy. And my role was that of an organizer, so I organized the event, and I'm specializing in moral psychology myself from a philosophical perspective, but I'm really interested in interdisciplinary approaches. So we did have a lot of psychologists and cognitive scientists who took part in the workshop. There was lots of exchange between philosophers and scientists. We had a series of talks on empathy in the afternoon, which was open to the public, and a keynote at the Center for Advanced Studies in the evening, which was by the professor Ray Langton. She's from Cambridge. And I guess, so I'm always biased as an organizer, but I would say it was quite a successful event. Yeah. And for me personally and my work, it was really interesting to see what the current hot topics are that people are working on in different fields. So, for instance, empathy, which was our topic in the afternoon, is researched in so many different fields, from philosophy. So we had a philosophy presentation, we had two psychologists speaking, we had a historian and philosopher of science who was speaking, and it's a topic that features in many different disciplines, but there's rarely occasion to exchange across disciplinary borders, especially in live events. So you do read books and publications of other people in other fields, but you rarely get to talk to them directly. So it was really useful in that respect.
So at the workshop, you had these different kind of persons from different educational backgrounds. Okay,
yeah. Mm-hmm. From different disciplines, exactly. Mm-hmm. And it was just really interesting to see how people approach it. So, for instance, in psychology, we had a few psychologists who specialize in moral development, so how moral norms or social norms develop in children. And they look a lot at, say, whether children understand what's going on in another person, how it affects their behavior. Philosophers, so that one of the philosophy talks we had was more looking at how to conceptualize what is going on when you do empathize with another person. So the claim was that what you do is you imagine what it's like to be that other person at that moment. So being yourself, that other person. So it was more a conceptual approach. And then the question is, how does evidence about empathy inform philosophical theorizing, and how can philosophical theorizing help interpret findings in the sciences, say?
Was there a consent or agreement on what empathy should be like, or what we should take out of it?
I think we didn't come to like a synthesis. We were more learning and surprised what there is going on in the other field. And I was, for instance, stunned by what our history and philosophy of science experts said, that, there were over 40 definitions of empathy. Wow. And I guess it's hard to expect that in one workshop you do manage to reunite all those different.
But like, is it maybe so? What was the range? Like, so if there was no agreement or common sense, what was the widest points? Like what were the extremes in this workshop?
Extremes? You mean like? People being far apart from each other.
Exactly, yeah.
It's hard to say. I think, in general, there was a big interest in the other field. Otherwise, people who are really far apart and think other contributions from other disciplines don't matter, they wouldn't even be interested in participating in such an event. So we're kind of talking about researchers who are willing to cross the disciplinary border and to see what's out there and not trying to stay in their field.
Thank you for the overview of the moral psychology workshop, and yeah, we're gonna have some more videos in the description with each speaker, and also really interesting topics. You should check them out. And in another video we have an interview with you about your research. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Marcel.